Hello there! This is an astrological forecast for Cancer for December 2010. And this also applies if you have a Cancer ascendant. So my dear Cancerians, this month is going to be about your work, your relationships, potential of some travel. Also, you're going to be looking at your finances and also some disruption, I'm sorry to tell you Cancerians, for many of you in your home life, in your security, in how you're feeling about where you're living. I have to share that with you. I'm a Cancer rising, so Saturn transiting my 4th house, I moved all the way from one end of New Zealand to the other end of New Zealand. And yes, it's taking a big adjustment to adjust to that change. And I think that many of you are going to be experiencing during this Saturn transit for the next couple of years in this house of home. Some of you are going to feel as though you're giving up your home, you're feeling restricted in some way in your living situation. Could be you're living with parents, you don't want to live with parents anymore, you might be taking care of elderly parents, you might feel as though you want to break out and be on your own, you might feel very isolated as though nobody's helping you, or you may feel ready for a move and not know where to move to. There's so many combinations that this could play out in, but really Cancerians, there are certainly going to be some upheavals to your security and your home life. Now this particular month we've got Venus transiting the 5th house, so Cancerians, for those of you looking for a romance, particularly for the first, well, for most of this month actually, this Venus is in this 5th house, so for you looking for any kind of a romance, it's here, it's a possibility, it's a distinct possibility for many of you. If you're looking for that sudden attraction with somebody that you feel very playful with, that you can have such a good time with and such a good laugh with, this could well come in with this Venus transiting your 5th house this month, Cancerians. So that could lighten up some of this disruption to your home and your security. We do have a lot of planets in your 6th and 7th houses this month, so Cancerians, a lot going on for you in the workplace. I've got to alert you to the fact that Mercury is retrograde between the 10th and the 29th of this month. So try if you can to get any important contracts done before the 10th of the month, anything connected with computers or repairing things or fixing things or technology or important interviews or anything like that. Try and get it done before the 10th of the month and make sure you back up your hard drive as well. Between the 10th and the 29th will be a good time for completing things that you've already begun. It's just not the best time for starting something new, and certainly not the best time for spending lots of money on buying beautiful things. So try to keep your presents and your buying during this holiday season maybe to a minimum, because otherwise after when Mercury goes retrograde, this is the time when you might look at some of these things or that you've bought and go, oh, I don't know what I saw in that, why the hell did I pay so much money for it? It's on sale now at a quarter of the price. So you have been warned. With all these planets in your 6th house for much of the month, there's going to be a good time for putting energy into your work. Also a good time for putting energy into volunteering, helping out, helping people who are less fortunate than you. It's also an important time to put energy into your physical health, your physical body. Shining a light, the sun there until the 21st of the month, on your diet, on your exercise patterns. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you looking at what's important for your health? Are you getting enough rest? Is your digestion being affected? Because we know Cancerians, your digestion's very sensitive because you feel everything on such a deep emotional level. There could be some arguments in the workplace. Watch out for that Mars there. Try not to get embroiled in something where you're maybe feeling as though you need to be more assertive than usual. Maybe just back off and think about the situation carefully before you go in all guns blazing. A lot of focus, Cancerians, on your relationships this month. Really, you're going to get a chance to meet somebody new. For those of you as well in this market for meeting somebody, either for an intimate relationship or a friendship or a business partnership, this would be a great month for it. A good month to go out for it as well. With Mars in that house, it's a time for you to proactively look for it. Not just to sit back and expect it to come to you, but to really be the instigator. And if you see someone you like or you see an idea you like and then you get to the person behind it and you want to meet them, then proactively go after that, make that connection. because this should be a very good month to do that. And it's also a pretty good month as well for romance and romantic things, and a good time to communicate with your partner and to maybe clean the slate if things have been maybe a little bit muddy lately. You've not been communicating clearly. Be a good time to be able to communicate clearly, especially before the 10th. Between the 10th and the 29th, well, this is a good time to communicate things that you don't want the other person to hear very well. If you really need to say something maybe that's very unpleasant and you don't want somebody to take too much offence, then do it during a Mercury retrograde, because people don't necessarily hear things quite as attentively during a Mercury retrograde. Jupiter Uranus in your 9th, so this could also mean a little bit of disruption in any travel that you may undertake with the Uranus there, but certainly a good time to go abroad, to explore boundaries for those of you that are feeling like it and able to do it. And also you may meet a foreigner. You may meet foreign people from somewhere interesting and exciting and maybe even exotic. So there you have it, my Cancerians. Possibly romance, disruption to your home, and relationships and work coming under sharp focus for you this month. You may want to have a reading about what's 2011 got in store for you. You may want to buy somebody a present, a gift of a reading.